Welcome everyone to Money Conversations with Everyday People. I'm your host Rukayyat and I'm absolutely thrilled to be kicking off our very first season, My Story, Your Spark. This season is all about sharing the personal journey that has led me to this very moment and laying the groundwork for a more empowered financial future for all of us. For our very first episode, I want to take you back to a pivotal moment in my life, a moment that, in its initial sting, ultimately ignited the very mission behind this podcast and my company, PaceUP Invest. This is a story of the rejection that changed everything. For over 18 years, I immersed myself in the world of high finance, investment banking, investment management, capital markets. It was my arena. I had the privilege of working with giants like Goldman Sachs, Bloomberg, Reuters, and BMC International in the financial hubs of London and New York, managing billions in assets and generating profits for individuals and corporations globally with global clients. I understood the intricacies of the financial world, the strategies. It was my expertise. And like many of us, I reached a point where I wanted to take a significant personal step, buying a home. It was a dream, a symbol of stability and the next chapter. I felt that familiar excitement and anticipation that comes with such a big decision. Given my professional background, I approached the mortgage application with a degree of confidence. I understood the numbers, the requirements, the whole landscape. But what happened next was a stark reminder that the financial world, despite its complexities and my deep understanding of it, isn't always fair or equitable. I remember the day I received the news. The conversation was polite, professional, but the message was like a punch to the gut. I was told point blank that my mortgage application was rejected, and the reason? I was deemed too risky. Let that sink in for a moment. Someone who had spent nearly 2 decades navigating the complexities of global finance, managing vast sums of money, being told they were a financial risk. And the truly disheartening part, this assessment was tied to my gender and my race. Here I was, someone who understood the intricacies of finance, arguably better than the person making that judgment, being told I was a financial risk based on factors entirely out of my control. It was shocking, it was disheartening, and frankly, it felt deeply unjust. But in that moment of shock and frustration, something else began to stir within me. This wasn't just a personal setback. It was a glaring example of the systemic barriers that so many women and underrepresented groups face in the often opaque and exclusionary world of wealth building. I refuse to accept that. I remember the feeling of empowerment when I decided to take control. I moved my money, my assets, to another bank. And you know what? I was approved. That simple act, that assertion of my agency was incredibly powerful. It illuminated the fundamental truth that has guided me ever since. Control over your finances is power. That rejection wasn't just a personal hurdle. It ignited a fire in me. I realized that if someone with my background, with my expertise, could almost be excluded from such a fundamental aspect of financial well-being, what hope did others have? What about the single mother working tirelessly to provide for her children? What about the young professional just starting their career, navigating a complex financial landscape with little guidance? This experience solidified my conviction that wealth isn't a privilege reserved for a selected few. It's a fundamental right that should be accessible to everyone, regardless of their background, their gender, or their race. And that conviction is the very foundation of PaceUp Invest. PaceUp Invest wasn't just created to manage wealth for those who already have it. It was born out of a desire to dismantle those very barriers I experienced firsthand, to rewrite the rules, and to create a financial system that includes everyone in the success story. We're building a space where financial literacy isn't luxury but a standard. We combine cutting-edge technology with real human expertise grounded in the principles of behavioral finance to offer hyper-personalized and affordable solutions for individuals and businesses. We want to empower you to take control, to build a financial future with confidence, and to achieve true financial independence. At Money Conversations with Everyday People is an extension of that very mission. This isn't just another finance podcast filled with jargon and inaccessible advice that leaves you feeling more confused than empowered. This is a space for real conversation, for sharing knowledge in a way that empowers you, no matter where you are on your financial journey. Over the course of this season, My Story, Your Spark, we'll be diving into a range of topics from the very basics of budgeting to more advanced investment strategies. Sometimes it will just be you and me exploring these foundational principles. Other times, I'll be bringing in everyday people just like you to share their stories, their challenges, and their hard-won wisdom. I will also be joined by expert guests from financial advisors to entrepreneurs who are working to reshape the landscape of wealth and to make it more inclusive. My experience, that feeling of being unjustly excluded, fueled a powerful realization. Wealth isn't a privilege, it's a right. And together, through this honest and open conversation, we're going to work towards making that right a reality for more and more people. Thank you for joining me today for this very first episode. I hope my story has resonated with you and perhaps even sparked a new way of thinking about your own financial journey. If you're ready to take control and join the conversation, make sure to subscribe to Money Conversation with Everyday People wherever you get your podcast. We have so much more to explore together. Until next time, take care and remember, your financial empowerment starts now.